kernel in my teeth. You didn't see that. You know how those things to do with class? Don't be a pain in the ass. Never pick popcorn kernels out of your teeth on video or in front of other people. That was me showing you what not to do. I swear, I have just talked about it and talked about it and talked about it, and people are sick of it. This Dream Cream by Lush is the single greatest thing I have purchased since the start of this whole makeup revolutionary process of mine. It's not like I had no makeup. It's like all my makeup was in travel bags, and I wore it when I traveled, which I did quite a bit, but I don't much anymore, so now, you know, I started making myself look nice all the time. Anyway, this is amazing stuff. It's not cheap. It smells great. It used very little, except it's a week old now. There would be more there. My husband used a massive scoop the other night to do my back. He had no clue how much I needed. All you needed was just like a little, like that. He came out with this big old chunk. I'm like, what are you going to do with that? It's for your back, so you don't itch. I have folliculitis pilar all over my body. Not this winter. I exfoliate and I use that. No chicken mumps. Alright, we're going to do a late 70s, early 80s, like, this would be 9th, 10th, 11th grades. This would be 79, 80, 81 makeup that I did. And back then less was more, except I'm going to use different products now because there are products I like better than what I used back then, which was mostly my mom's stuff. My foundation was too dark. Then I started using CoverGirl foundation. It smelled just like Noxzema. This day I can't stand the smell of Noxzema. Okay, I'm not going to use it in order. I'm going to use Makeup Forever's High Definition Powder. My e.l.f. Dollar Eyelash Curler, best thing in the universe. Rimmel's Hide the Blemish Concealer. Need it then, need it now. e.l.f. Tickle Pink Blush. Dior Show Unlimited Mascara. And I'm going to try to show you what I was trying to show this morning when I poked myself in the eye with the damn thing. And yes, that's the villain right there. Rimmel's Professional Eyebrow. I wouldn't call this professional, but it is good for your eyebrows. Lip gloss in as close to that color as I wore at that time as I could possibly find, and Barely There Tinted Moisturizer by Laura Geller. I am trying out. Yes, Sephora sent it after not putting it in my bag. Bless you, Sephora. And a pink brush that I got from e.l.f. last night that I washed and I've been waiting to use. That's going to use Makeup Forever and for the blush. I just don't have the energy to get out more than one brush. Okay. We have to do this the way we did it back then. So the first thing you do is curl your eyelashes. Now, we were starting to read in 17 magazine that we should curl it here, open, pull it out, and curl it up. And by golly, they were onto something. This is when Phoebe Cates was in 17. You know, the girl from, I can't remember the name of the movie. Somebody will, and they'll post it. Her father got stuck up the chimney, and the little cute things turn into monsters, you know. Spike, I can't remember the names of the characters. Can't remember. Spike. Gremlins, thank gosh. Okay, now I'm going to use my Laura Geller. It's got a cute little pump on it. Like, it's a tube, but it has a pump. And this is the first time I've used it, so I am wearing my Grease Lightning from, I'm going to get it on our eyelash or our lips. It's very important we have it on those things. Okay? Very important. All the way back to our ears. This is the first time we're learning about demarcation lines. We're doing this, you know, because, you know, we're always so careful around the skin with our eyes because, you know, we want to look good when we're 40. Oh my god, I'm there. And Chicago, I hope you're watching this! Now I'm going to hide my blemishes. This is the closest thing I could find to what we used back then. We'd stick it on like this, and we'd rub it around. Now my point now is to get it so you can't see it. Back then, we didn't care if you could see it as long as it didn't look like a... It could look like a big old mountain of goo, but it couldn't look like a zit. Or when you use Clarisil on it too, and that's over the Clarisil, and that was Oh my gosh, we were funny. We never used it to correct under our eyes. Concealer, gosh forbid. Okay. Alright. This is a big difference in the blush then and blush now, but although I've seen it done, like, on people, like, this is how you do your blush. And I'm like, going, oh my gosh, that's how I did my blush back in 1982. This is technically a foundation brush, but it's too small for a foundation brush, so I'm seeing if I can use it for blush and other things. Excuse my look in my mirror. Okay, the blush must go in a sweeping motion. This is a retro look, okay? This is to be worn with, like, the short shorts with the things up the sides that sparkle, and t-shirts, and roller skates, and I'm serious, there's still roller rinks around. Go find one. Go find one and go back to the 80s, 70s, early 80s. Yeah, go there if you've never been there. The music's not going to be, you know, what you're used to, but we had cool music back then. We had awesome music back then. We had Floyd back then. Okay, we had the Bee Gees too, but we had Floyd, man. We had Pink Pigs. It's a whole different generation. Their blush should be fairly heavy because your eyes are going to be very light. And the rest of your face is going to be very light, and so are your lips. So make that blush stand out. This is before we got into the age of Joan Collins and Dallas and whatever the other show was, Denver. God, I don't know. Okay, and your eyebrows should be distinguished because they were a little thicker back then. Thank you, Blue Lagoon and Brooke Shields, who made me the woman I am today. Seriously, everybody else's brows were pencil thin. Everybody's telling me to do my brows. Do your brows. Cut brows. Go in there and pull out all that extra brow stuff. And then comes along Brooke Shields, and dang it, she didn't have that brow crap on. She looked great. I loved her. Okay, this is the part where it gets dangerous. Danger. When you pull your mascara out, this always happens with my Dior Unlimited. There's always a little tag of something on the end of it. I pull it off. And this is a curved brush, and there's a reason I'm using it. It's very 80s, and we went under like that with a curve instead of over. And we used a lot more than I'm going to use. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly the way it was back in Charlie's Angels days.
Peanut free.
They really tried to look natural, but enhanced with their makeup. See, I always do something. Ooh. And then under here. I'm gonna go grocery shopping like this. It's a pretty natural look. Okay, the eyelashes are a very important part. You should look like a China doll by the time you're done, and the reason I picked this mascara was it really does easily separate, and it's quite buildable. I'm going to use a little bit of Makeup Forever's powder. This stuff is great. It is absolutely delish, and it is the only thing I'll use if I'm going to have a photograph taken. And this was before Kevin Aucoin's book came out, which I loved. Almost out of time. Used all my products except the most important one. Flavored Scented Lip Gloss. This is by Beauty Rush, which is Victoria's Secret. And it's in, name covered up by seal. It looks like this. It's the only one that looks exactly like this. Okay. It's a pink. A nudie pink without too much stuff in it. Sparkle. Je crois. Shot. Boof. Gosh, you know, I gotta do something. 10 minutes are up. Play the makeup.